Hey there, so today we're going to be solving one of the biggest problems that an agency has, which is you being the bottleneck. Meaning there's all these backlog of tasks to be done, and they're not going to get done unless you create time to be able to go through them and do them yourselves. And even if you're using AI, if you think about it, then if the bottleneck is you telling AI to do it, then you need to make it super simple for you to tell AI to do it, which sounds super straightforward, but a lot of people are not doing this. And today I'm going to show you one of the ways to do it where super straightforward, super easy. It's integrated into your own system. And also it's going to help you use AI in a very efficient way and be able to be 5x or even like 10x more productive. So let's get right into it. So essentially, so the way it used to be before is you have an idea, you're going to build it, and then you ship it. So that means, as we said, you are the bottleneck, however many things you personally have the time to touch. The new loop would be you have an idea, so you just scope it, agents will build it, and then you review. The reason this flows better is you do not have to build anything anymore, and the agents can be doing that. And you still need to scope the idea because otherwise the agents won't understand what you need, which is just normal. But in terms of like reviewing, I think that's something right now AI is not very good at, but we can make it where it's simpler for you to review. And I also think that this is something in the future AI will become super good at in the even like the near future. So the only thing that changed right now is the middle. And then we're not going to build this a new system. Like we're not creating this whole new AI platform for you. I've tried to do it myself in this case and it took months to get like just a couple of tasks done. We're going to make it where the system that you're already using, that's where we're going to be putting it there. So whether you're using ClickUp or Notion or Trello or GitHub, that's essentially the systems that we're going to be using so that AI and human can be interacting between each other in a very straightforward way. So the way it's going to look like is you first need to scope it. So you just create a task and you give all the details about that task. Okay. After you do that, you just need to tag it with something that an agent will understand. So a tag could be, if you're using ClickUp as your own CRM, you can literally just like change the status to agent ready, or maybe have a tag the moment you tag it by agent ready. That will make it, or that's the trigger for the agent. And then at the end, the agent will go and it's going to pick it up. It's going to work on everything. And then it's going to review it. You're going to review it at the end. So this is what it takes to build this. First, you need a board and a trigger. A board could be a simple like project management tool that you're already using right now. We're just going to have like a board so that like you're working on it and the agent can be working in the same workspace. A trigger can be something super simple where it's called like a webhook. If I do this task needs to be done by the agent. So that could be a status, that could be moving it to a specific place. You can be as creative as you want with this. Second thing is the agent. We're going to create an agent using Claude CLI. So I'm going to give you a GitHub repo that if you follow it, you just tell Claude, you open Claude and you tell it, hey, I want to be able to follow this. Especially you need to be able to use Claude Code. If you're not, then you need to watch it 100%. Watch a couple of videos about Claude Code so that you understand how does that work. And just like ask Claude to walk you through the setup and it's going to explain exactly how you need to do it. But we're going to be using the technology called SDQ or CLI, which is just like Claude agentic framework system. You need a VPS. So essentially this is kind of like virtual machine that needs to be always on. This is what virtual machines are. I use Hostinger so that even if you close your laptop, this doesn't stop the agent from working. I will give you an example. Like I have something working from my side. So let me show you this. This is something that I created myself. This is my own CRM and this is how I use it. There's like the agents. The moment I drop it into this card, the agents will take it out. Okay. And there's something that is happening right now where the agent, if it needs anything from me, it's going to ask me that question. And the cool thing is, for instance, there is a message that I got at, I believe it was 6 a.m. I wasn't active at 6 a.m. Like I was sleeping at this time. And the agent picked it up and then it did everything. And then when at 7:30 a.m. it finished. And then I was able to like see what I did and I went from there, which is very neat. Same thing if I get a message from a client at 4 a.m., for example, this one. Yeah, this one midnight. I wasn't working out midnight, but I got this message, and then directly from there, the agent picked it up and it finished all the work. So yeah, the reason I'm showing you this is if I needed to have my laptop open, then that would have been a problem because I cannot like have my laptop open if I sleep. And then next thing would be the script, which is the glue between the board and the agent. So how are we going to be working on this? And I'm going to show you a couple of things for this one. So we're also going to give the agent tools, because if it doesn't have any connection, it can think, it can talk, but it doesn't do anything, which is not economically viable. What we need is not a chatbot. We need an agent that is able to do things that we need it to do. So if we give it connections, let's say Google Docs, Drive, Slack, YouTube, your database, etc., it becomes a worker. It can do things. It can check things. It's more intelligent and more economically viable. We're also going to give it two things, which is knowledge base and also a database. The difference between these two, a knowledge base is how you work and how you like things to be done. So this is your voice, your offer, your SOPs, the way you do things. If you're going to tell Claude, you give it a task where it's like, hey, write an email. It needs to know what is writing an email for you. It needs to have an SOP to be able to follow it. Otherwise, it's going to be very dynamic. And the problem in business, you do not want things to be dynamic. You want them to be deterministic. The second part is the database. So this is the actual record of your business. This is your business brain. This can have every call recording, every client message, the real history of everything, every internal messages between your team. So literally everything can be in that one place. I'm going to show you an example of this. And I'm not showing you this to seem like very cool, etc. But this is like the database, or what I call it, the brain of the business. The reason I make it look cool, to be honest, it doesn't really matter. But literally I can click on anyone. I'm going to click on someone who's not a big client, just so that I show you an example. So this will show me all interactions with that client. It's going to show me the timeline, etc. This is like, and this is only a lead. It's not even a client. And you can see other big clients, they just have like more things and more things attached to them, as you can see, which is very cool. Like the task created, the call held, the task complete, literally all the data that we can. And the very cool thing is, this is like very valuable data points. And if the agent has access to this, then the agent will be able to make better decisions. The next thing would be, as we said, to give it the SOPs. So this is something I said earlier. If I tell it to prep me for the call, it's going to do something generic. But if I tell it this is exactly how to prep me for a call, every time I give it that, it's going to be better at doing it. So just to keep it honest, this is not something that you're going to build in a weekend and it's going to know your business and do everything. This is a system that needs a lot of maintenance in terms of like, you need to tell it exactly what needs to be done. And of course, next time it's going to do it automatically. It needs a lot of time to be set up because it needs all the business context from your mind, from your tools, etc., to be able to do a good job. So this is not something that's going to take hours. It's more going to take weeks. But the moment you have it, it's just going to save you a lot of time, where instead of you doing everything manually end to end, you can just have agents working, and you can even be creative where there is specific triggers for these agents, and it's not something that you just need to put them manually there. So that means creativity is easy to be, like, I can be creative, but the code is the hardest part, because we want, meaning, for example, if for what I'm doing an automation, there's a lot of code involved in that. And code is a little bit harder because there's a lot of things that agents can just do, but it needs framework, it needs a lot of things compared to just creative work. So if it's like drafting email, doing research, doing that, it's going to be easy. It's going to take you just a couple of minutes to set this up for those specific tasks. But if it's something like building, I don't like your whole business, essentially, let's say marketing agency and how you do your marketing and fulfillment, then that will take a little bit more time to train it. And the last thing would be, this is something where you hand it the work and then it's going to tell you, hey, this is what I've done. And you're the one who's going to approve it. You don't want it where the machine ships everything and sends messages and this and that before approval. we're not send you, you're going to find down below a GitHub repo. In that GitHub repo, just give it to Claude. It's a public one. Tell it, hey, I want you to use all of this. And it's going to have all the setup there, what it needs to do, the full framework, and just follow through Claude. And also what you can do is just give Claude the transcripts or this video, and it's going to understand what we're trying to build. So this is an example of a project. I can create a task here. Okay. And the moment I move it to agent, of course, after I make sure that it has all the details. So for instance, I need to add the description here, the definition of done, etc. And the moment I move it to an agent, it's gonna get picked up by an agent, and the agent will work. I have it where also the agents ask questions whenever they need, but this is more because most of what I'm doing is code, and it's not just like economic, it's not just straightforward. So it needs to understand my framework and what I understand. That's the reason they ask me these questions. You do not have to have it this way. You can just have it where you put the task in the agent, you just drag and drop there, and that will create everything from. If you have any question, just drop it down below, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.